Let's see how to use an alternative MapReduce framework, again in Python, a lightweight one called Mincemeat.python. Uh, it turns out that this framework is very similar to Octo, but much, much faster. In practice, you should use this for your assignment instead of Octo when you run it on large volumes of text. The code is literally the same for this example that we used earlier with Octo. The only difference is that Mincemeat requires you to have code to start the server within your functions or within your source file as opposed to starting the server outside. And then essentially this sets up a server, sets up the data source, sets up the mapping function, the reduce function, which are exactly the same as before. And this statement runs the server. You have to give it a password, which you will call when you call it as a client, and then you print the results. So this is how the let's see it work. You say Python word_count.python. So this actually starts the server, and this is where you will just use one client this time. You call it with the Mincemeat code this instead of word_count.py directly, and you give it a password, and then you call it and tell it where the server is, and you can see that it ran very fast, much faster in fact than the Octo example that we ran in the previous segment. You can verify that the outputs are the same. The output here is not sorted. You can sort the result and figure it out. Verify for yourself if you have the patience to go into the implementation of both Octo and Mincemeat. Why exactly Octo is slower and Mincemeat is faster? It's kind of interesting and might give some clues when you examine the detailed architectures of real industrial strength MapReduce frameworks like Hadoop going forward after this course.